Today we are bringing you a special story about the yaks of Bhutan and the life of highlanders who live in complete harmony with nature amidst the high altitude mountains. Our associate editor Oinita Moja brings us this exclusive tour from Paro in Bhutan as we take a look at how yaks and even the Bhutanese mastiff form an integral part of the daily life of highlanders. Take a look.
Let me today give you a glimpse into the lives of how people live in the highlands of Bhutan. Of course, you can see the yaks here, absolutely colorful and gorgeous. Here in Paro, we are at about 3,000 meters, and these yaks have traveled from a height of 5,000 plus meters. And of course, to talk more about the lifestyle and the livestock of Bhutan and the relevance of yak, the significance of yak in Bhutanese culture, I have with me Mr. Tauchu Rabge. He is the chief of the Department of Livestock, Royal Bhutan Government. Mr. Rabge, please take us to tell us about the significance of the yak in Bhutanese culture.
Thank you so much, first of all, for giving us this opportunity to speak something about the yaks. Yaks are especially the icon animal species of the highlanders. So the yak husbandry is one of the main source of livelihood for the highlanders. People living above 4,000 meters above sea level. So here we have the display of categories of yaks. Here at the back you can see these are the male yaks. They are more of trained and used for riding as well as for draft other purposes. So usually they are little bit small in size. So they are trained from the younger age. But these bulls are also, there are also bulls which are much more bigger in size, but they are of semi-wild. And above we have the female yaks.
Yes.
So these are the female yaks which gives milk to the herders. So they depend on the milk, the herders. So they normally are, female yaks are more, little bit smaller in size and usually give the,
Baby yaks.
yes, baby yaks, yes, baby yaks.
Also, I would like to hear from you about how the highlanders, live their life. I believe this tent that we see here, it is made of yak hair.
This tent is made from the yak fiber. It's a yak hair.
Yes.
And if you see inside, we will be able to see the how significant the yak is for the highlanders. So,
So
you
first, this tent that we see here is made of yak hair,
yes,
and this is waterproof as well.
yes, this is resistant to water, wind, and also during winter when there are heavy snow. So the herders are protected from rain, wind, and the snow. So if you see from inside, then you will be able to see the sky. But then when there is a rain, then it is quite amazing that there is no rain inside. So also, if you see here,
Yes.
this is a churning machine,
Right.
butter churning machine. So you have to churn it like that.
Yeah.
So with almost for an hour of churning, then you will be able to extract the butter.
Yes.
And the remaining, after extraction of the butter, then you take it to the fire, you boil it, and then they extract the cheese.
Right.
So you'll see the hard cheese there. So
Yes.
this is the
That
churning
is a
machine.
typical name. Those.
We call it chugo
Yes.
in Bhutanese language,
Yeah.
but in English it is a hard cheese,
Right.
so which is made from the cheese. And then this is again a typical kitchen setup for the highlanders, and just above this is where they use cooking, and as well as the below one with the iron 3 legs, it is used for processing the dairy products. So the cheese is processed here and it is smoked.
Yes.
Just because people are living in the high mountains, you get a little intensity of the sun, so you have to be dried on the smoke.
Right.
And if you see there the yak dung, So because again, as I said, since they are living above the tree line, above 4,000 meters above sea level, so there are no trees, there are no firewood, so they have to use that as a fuel. And also you'll see the horns, so many other equipments locally made, which are, yeah.
And also there are a lot of, I think there were people living bordering Arunachal also. I just met.
Yes. So I can just explain. These are the textiles.
Yes.
So maybe I just come here.
Yes.
So these are the textiles from the represents from the eastern Bhutan,
Yeah.
Tashigang
This is,
district.
bordering Arunachal.
Yeah, bordering to Arunachal Pradesh,
Yes.
Tawang. So they have a very similar dress. So Highlanders, I think. So they are usually we can see it red in color more commonly.
Yeah.
There are also black in color, but the most common is the red in color. So they are from the eastern part of Bhutan, Tashigang. They are from Merak and Sakting. And here we have a black in color, which is from the western Bhutan. So Gasa Dzongkhak, we call it Laya. Laya. So the Highlanders from Laya wear this black color. And if you see below, these are also the sacks, which are all made from yak fiber. And
This is how they store their
Yes, they are.
food and food grains and all.
yes, so during winter they come down to the lowlands, they barter or they buy the rations and then they stock it
Right.
for the lean season.
Yes. I think I would also like to meet the people who had come down from the different parts of Bhutan, also people neighboring Arunachal I met. And then we have this Bhutanese Mastiff, absolutely gorgeous and royal. He's giving us those looks.
Yeah,
So
this-
where has he traveled from?
He is from Gasa. So
Okay. This is how many feet or how many meters up?
Gasa is
the mountains?
almost at the elevation of 3,500 to 4,000 meters above sea level.
Yes.
And this is raised in our farm.
Okay.
So this is a pure line Mastiff breed produced in Bhutan only.
Okay.
So this is a typical Bhutanese Mastiff. So if you see, it's quite ferocious, but because today it's in a warm place and it has got
he's
little bit
sitting
of
quiet.
bit
Yes.
stress.
Oh, okay. All right. And we will just show those, the
Sure.
lady there, the very traditional headgear that she is wearing.
So also I just want to show you that there is a water flowing,
Yeah.
which is created there. In fact, this is the how. This is just to show how the Highlanders live, and this is how they use the drinking water. So it's purely very pure,
And absolutely
clean, and
from-
absolutely
straight from the
straight
nature.
from the nature.
Yes. Would you kindly explain the headgear and
So
yes.
as I said, she is from the northwestern part of Bhutan. She's from Laya. So she has this typical hat,
Yes.
and then her dress, and then she also has very unique, necklaces.
Yes.
So which we will ask to her, and then maybe I will translate it.
All right.
So ani chugi gutogulu tsumigi shamdi kachimo tambara. Teti kachibe tsugomo. So she says the name of that hat is called Bilo, and the reason she is putting is just because this is her tradition, her culture. This has been there since her forefathers, and then she has to wear it. And then she also has the necklace. And then the necklaces also she puts on, and these are all from her forefathers' tradition.
Okay. All right. So very interesting and colorful tradition that Bhutan has, and of course we also have those horses out there, very gorgeously clad. Those saddles look very gorgeous. Is that how every Bhutanese horse is? Is that the kind of saddle that they wear?
As these saddles are usually for the riding, but we have a different saddle which is to carry the loads. So these are a integral part of Highlanders, because in most of the highlands, almost in all the highlands, it is inaccessible with the road. So motorable road is not there. So they have to carry the whatever their necessities on the top of the horse, and also in the snow areas, then they have to use the yak, and this is the reason why they have to decorate. They have to put on the saddle. So this is also used for the tourism purposes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rabge, for giving us this explanation, explaining to us about the life of Highlanders up in the mountains of Bhutan. With camera person Jayanta Datta, this is Oinitam Oja reporting from Paro for Northeast Live.